And we're back with more Legos, and this time it is the Hulkbuster Smash from the Age of Ultron series. Oh yeah, this is one I've been waiting for quite a while. I was so excited when I heard that the Hulkbuster armor was going to be in the movie, because that meant there was most likely going to be a Lego Hulkbuster set. And there was! And here it is. So we're going to talk about it now. 76031, the Hulkbuster Smash, 248 pieces. It comes with 4 figures. It comes with the Hulk. It comes with Ultron Prime, Scarlet Witch, and Iron Man in his Mark 43 armor. It is a brick-built figure. This is the second representation of a Hulkbuster armor in Lego form, the first being from, well, a video game, Lego Marvel's Superhero specifically. That one was more Hulk-styled as opposed to brick-built. Let's see what's on the back, showing off the features and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. We'll come to that in a little bit. A lot of people, from what I remember, weren't very excited about this when we first started seeing pictures of it. They felt that it didn't look very, very good, and I admit I kind of was in that sort of boat. But I figured, hey, we'll wait a bit and see how much better it looks, and from what I understand, it actually does look a lot better in person. We're going to find out shortly. And first, I'm going to need to get into this box, which I realize I didn't cut. Hold on a sec. Ah. Knife. Alright, there we go. And let's see. Oh my. Oh, there's a lot of parts in there. Okie dokie. Let's see. We got Legos, 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 and oh, here's the pieces of the new Hulk. We'll talk more about that in a bit. We have instruction manual. We have, oh, a little comic thingy. Let me see, is there anything interesting here? Kind of, sort of. I wonder, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to the comic, and a little sticker sheet. Interesting. Well, I'm going to build this, and then we will be right back. And we're back, and wow. Wow, this, yeah, I'm going to try and contain my gushing for a bit and just kind of work my way through the set so we can get to the details. The set comes with 4 minifigures. It comes with Iron Man in the Mark 43 armor, which, as those who... Which, as those who have seen the trailers, is basically a color swap version of the Mark 42 armor. And in fact, I have here the Mark 42 armor from the Iron Man 3 sets, and they are very similar. Though again, basically on the chest plate, especially red where there was gold and gold where there was red. A lot more detailing and alternate colors on the Mark 43, like a lot more gunmetal gray and stuff, and especially on the back, like there's more of a sense of how articulated the armor is, and a little bit more paint on the face. You know, the usual, come on, pop open. The usual Tony Stark head, blah, 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 we all know that. But yeah, again, as with the last set I reviewed, a phenomenal amount of detail on this. In fact, let's compare the two, and yeah, lots of detail, lots of very nice detail. Let's see, what's next? Let's talk about Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, I'm not gonna, like, talk about her character history or anything like that. I'm just gonna talk about the design here. The figure's not terrible. It's just kind of prosaic and normal. We've got the hair I've seen somewhere before. I don't think it's Hermione's hair. I think it might be, like, excuse me, Bellatrix Lestrange's hair or something like that. She has 2 facial expressions, of course. She has her normal, you know, kind of smiling grin, and then she has her Hex Powers face, which looks kind of evil. So, you know what, I'm going to put that on, because that looks a bit scarier. Bit of printing on the legs, so that it looks like she's wearing a skirt and that you can see her skin. I'm going to be honest, Lego, I kind of wish you would stop with the skin colors on the darker pieces, because it doesn't really work, unfortunately. She looks like she's wearing leggings, and it's a little bit weird, but I guess I'll give it a pass. Nice, fairly nice printing on the front and on the back, you know, the usual stuff. She's just kind of in civilian clothes, which is, oopsies, fine. Oh, and I just had a little brain fart and realized I did not mention, she has the parts from the... darn it. I can't remember what it was called. Galaxy Squad? I think it was Galaxy Squad. It's the most recent Astronauts versus Aliens series that LEGO's been having for years and that they're retiring now. She has those pieces from that series and a transparent blue for her hex bolts. I don't think I like how they ended up doing the hex bolts. For one thing, I don't really like the asymmetry of it, and I don't like the fact that they're blue. Like, from what we've seen, her hex bolts are red, or, like, at least purple. Like, couldn't they have been transparent purple or something like that? Was most of the budget spent on, like, all of the other pieces being the same shade of transparent blue? And for that matter, why give her these pieces when you could give her, like, the perfectly good lightning pieces? I think that might have looked better. In fact, I'll try that a little bit later on and see how it looks. But besides all that, it's like, it's not a bad figure, per se, though I will say that this is the only set that Scarlet Witch comes in. So again, as I said in the last video, if you want to complete your collection of the Avengers from this toy line, you're going to have to buy this set just to get her. And let's see, up next we'll come on to Ultron Prime, I believe he is called. And given the other figures we've seen, I'm going to imagine this is like the second version of Ultron in the story. And again, wow, Jesus, so much printing on this thing. I cannot get around how much detail there is on the armor and on this nice kind of dark metallic gray look on the back. This set, unlike the other sets, comes with this kind of interesting collar that builds out his jawline a little bit, and kind of a weird design, until you see the helmet that the Ultron Sentry Commander was wearing. Apparently that's what they're called, and they combine together like that. And apparently that is the helmet that we see on Ultimate Ultron. There we go. On Ultimate Ultron in one of the other sets. I'm going to take that helmet off and put it back so that I don't get them mixed up. It's an interesting idea for kind of the clamshell helmet, but with the Lego scaling, kind of chibi-fied look for everything, I don't know how well it works, but it's interesting to give them more detail and build it out a little bit. I will say that I think that I kind of prefer the use of the red on the Ultron Prime here, because it's actually kind of creepy. You know, the not to say that the blue doesn't look creepy on the other ones, but here it makes him look much more angry, like he's, you know, on fire or something like that. I mean, a little bit weird, but anyway. So yeah, great figure, fantastic figure, and even though he isn't, like, one of the main characters, and there's, like, 3 separate versions of the actual Ultron character you can get, again, this is the only set that this figure comes in, so if you want to collect all of the Ultrons, you're going to have to get this set. And then next is the big fig, Hulk. Hulk is very similar... Okay, he's not very similar. Hulk is somewhat similar to his original form. He's in a much darker shade of olive green. His mold is different. His hair looks a bit more like Mark Ruffalo's hair. Good job on that. And there's a bit more to his face. I actually have the original Hulk here, so we can compare the two of them. Hulk was, if I remember correctly, basically one of the first official big figs. I mean, there were ones before it, like, say, the Wampa ice creature from Star Wars, but Hulk was kind of the start of the big fig era, and so we can kind of see how the technology has changed and how Lego's designs have changed. For one thing, Hulk originally had individual toes, while this guy has painted toes. Hulk's pants were originally sculpted into it, whereas in this case, Hulk's pants are painted on, and you can see a few more lines in New Hulk, and if we pop his arms off, you can see that there's a bit more at work in the printing of the new, not the printing, in the manufacturing of the new Hulk. He also feels a bit denser and a bit more solid, though I will say that just like looking at it from the side, it doesn't look like the lines have gone together properly. Now, I do not own any of the new big figures like Darkseid or Gorilla Grodd or any of the other ones that have come out recently, but I would imagine that part of the reason they've redesigned Hulk as they have is because it means they can customize him more easily. They can paint details on as opposed to having to deal with sculpted pants and such like that. They can swap out the heads. They can have different hair. So basically, Lego, by changing the design slightly, they're able to reuse this mold more often, and so we're able to get more big figs, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with that. I'll flat out say it. I'm kind of cool with that. As it is, Hulk is a great figure. I actually like this version of Hulk. I feel he's a little bit too dark green, but he's certainly less comic booky and colorful than this version of Hulk. And the slightly odd design of his pants, I'm cool with that, too. For those who don't know, in the new movie, Hulk has a pair of, not necessarily spandex, but some sort of stretchy material pants that Tony designed for him. Jump cut. Sorry about that. Had to deal with something. Insert your... So as I was saying, Bruce has a new pair of pants that Tony has designed for him that stretch with him when he changes, so that when he changes back into a human form, he will not be naked. Insert joke about Bruce Banner wanting to get into Tony Stark's pants here. It's got some printing on it. No printing on the back, no, like, lines or anything on the back, but there's some lines on the front with a bit of detailing to show kind of where it stretches, and the Avengers logo painted here. Oh, and of course I have to mention that this basically means that, for the first time in the movies, Bruce Banner has purple pants! Yay! Purple pants! Man, that sounds like an indie rock group or something like that. Purple pants! I'm sorry, I got distracted by something. Yeah, it's a good figure. I'm cool with the change, and again, as I mentioned, I'm cool with the changes to the design because it means that we'll get more big figs and more easily, and then Hulk won't stand out quite as badly. Whoopsies, spat on him. That'll make him angry. Actually, another nice detail is that the face printing is different now, and he actually looks a bit more like Mark Ruffalo. So, kudos for that. Let's see. The set comes with this silly, trap thing, that says Stark Industries on it, and what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put the Hulk in it, and then it's closed around it, and then Scarlet Witch attaches to this, this loose piece in the back here, and she's, like, flying over it. I don't quite know why. She doesn't want to stay on. You know, she's, like, flying over him, and then you'd, like, use the super jumper, which, again, I'm not going to show off the super jumper, because screw the super jumper. You'd use the super jumper to throw Tony and knock her over, and then that would release Hulk, and yay, everyone celebrates. While the effect of Scarlet Witch levitating is kind of cool, overall, the sort of trap thing feels a little bit silly and kind of contrived, just so that the set could have something additional to play with. It's a bit like the Nowhere Escape set from last year for Guardians of the Galaxy, how it had, like, Nebula and Groot and Rocket, and they had, like, the little construction pod, and then they also had that weird little platform, the weird little mining platform. You know, it's just something to have in the set so that they can, you know, fill it out a little bit. It's not a bad thing, certainly, but it's not, like, all that interesting, to be perfectly honest. It just kind of exists. Though, the existence of a custom-designed Hulk sort of trap that Tony built specifically for it leads to some interesting ideas for the movie. But, I'm just gonna skip on that, and we are going to talk about the real meat and joy of this set and the reason that this set exists. We're finally there after I have no idea how long. Too long. The Hulkbuster. I cannot compliment this set enough. The Hulkbuster is simply fantastic. I don't really think that there's anything there's nothing major I would change about this set. Any complaints I have are exceptionally minor. This is an incredibly well-engineered set. It feels heavy and solid in your hands. It is posable. It has all sorts of flexibility. It has all of these great details in it. It feels and it looks solid and hulking as the Hulkbuster should. It is incredibly well designed, and for those of you who have, like, seen the pictures and they think, it looks kind of like crap, trust me, in your hands and in person, this set is absolutely amazing. I seriously cannot get around it. Let's actually take a look around it while we're here. So it uses the Hero Factory arms, but that's fine. I think it actually works pretty well. It gives it a nice, solid look. Not much flexibility to it, admittedly, but there's enough that you can kind of pose it. It has two slightly different forearm designs. One that's just more of a straight-up fist for punching, and then the other that has the new stud launchers with a sort of repulsor cannon built onto it. I imagine that this is a function designed to replicate sort of retracting missiles on the actual Hulkbuster suit from the movie that they couldn't, like, capture in tiny form here. But whatever it is, I'm totally fine with it. I think it looks pretty cool. The legs are not actually jointed. It's, the usual Lego, we've only got two joints on the legs, a hip joint and a foot joint. But because of how the legs are positioned, it actually looks like a leg that's bent over. I guess one kind of problem is that you can't really stand the legs up, because then it looks kind of stupid. But then again, the set looks so great kind of hulking over that you really want to leave it in kind of this position like that. A couple of little extra bits are on the side, but they're fine. The chest feels really big and bulky, as it should. And if we turn it around, I guess this is one of my only major complaints about the Hulkbuster suit, is that the back is kind of boring. I wish that they built the back up a little bit, but that's the joy about Lego, is that that's easily fixable. You just need a couple of parts, and you could probably build the back up nicely. Not sure why these pieces are positioned that way. You'd think they'd be positioned like that way as thrusters, but apparently that is how they are meant to go. Now, the big thing about the Hulkbuster from the comics and from the movie is that it is, in addition to being larger than any of Tony's other armors, we're going to put Tony, like, right there to compare the two, is that it is so big that he can actually fly into it and wear it as a suit of armor outside of his suit of armor. The Hulkbuster is basically a mini mecha, a bit like Ironmonger from Iron Man 1. So I wonder if there might be a little wink and a nod to that reference. That movie in Avengers, Age of Ultron. And this set does that too. And that's really kind of the most impressive part of it, is how well it works. The head hinges up. Oh, and incidentally, this head, that is not a sticker. That is a printing. It is a good printing. It looks really nice. And with the rest of it, it looks really good. So anyway, head hinges up, and then the chest flops open. And I'd just like to briefly take a moment and talk about this little feature here. It's designed in such a way that when you close the two halves together, it actually kind of completes this loop and holds it securely in place. That is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, pop it open, and we see there's a little place for Tony to go. Tony pops in like so. And then that closes up. Make sure Tony's hands are out of the way enough. That closes up, and then the helmet comes down on it, and okay, admittedly, you can't really tell that Tony is in there, but the fact that he is in there is what is so impressive. It's honestly kind of mind-blowing how well this set works. This set is simply, this build is simply superb. Like, as I can't really gush about how much this is. I was looking forward to this set, and I am not disappointed in the slightest. This set is better than I thought it was going to be. In fact, it's given me ideas for my own kind of builds, which is the best thing about Legos, that you can, like, do all that kind of stuff. It's really well done. The whole transformation system works great. You can, pose it so that Tony is fighting Hulk. Actually, I'm going to do something really stupid here. It's like, kind of like Tony picking on, like, the puberty elders, like, "Rah, Hulk won't punch you. Anyway, that was stupid. I probably shouldn't have done that. But yeah, it honestly is really damn good. It feels like the Hulkbuster should, and it looks like the Hulkbuster should. And, like, before this set, I was wondering, like, why didn't they use, like, the new, like, little joints and stuff like that? And, I think I can see the reason why, because by using the bigger joints, it gives it a very solid and hefty feel. I'm spending so much time on this review, and I'm just gushing about this damn thing. Yeah, it's really impressive. Yeah, jump cut. Sorry, there was a bit that I, cut out for realizing that it was kind of stupid, and I might, like, do it separately at a later point. So anyway, let's pull the, pieces all back in and talk about this set overall. Yeah, wow. This is a fantastic set. This is really a great set. I know I've only got 2 of the sets so far, but this was the one of the Avengers sets that I was looking forward to the most, and it does not disappoint. And in fact, it is even more impressive than I thought it was going to be. It is truly, this was very well done on Lego's part. I think, honestly, my only complaint, and this is a minor one, is the issue of price, and even that's not too bad. I thought this set was going to be like $40, because that's how these sets usually are. No, it was only $30. And I mean, it feels a little bit like it should be like a tiny bit cheaper, like just like maybe $25, but for $30, you are getting a fantastically built set with, you know, an amazingly well-designed, set of characters. The armor is impressive. Like, even though this thing is kind of like just there, it's not like it angers me that it is included. It's a nifty little play feature. Oh, just before I forget to mention, really briefly, Hulk is not unique to this set, as is Iron Man. Iron Man and Hulk are not unique to this set. Iron Man Mark 43 appears in 2 other sets in the Avengers Age of Ultron series. He appears in the Quinjet set and the Avengers Tower set, and then Hulk appears in the Hydra Base Attack set. I'm just going to mention that at the end. So, this is the kind of set where you... Yeah, I don't know why I made those weird noises, because I'm going to heartily recommend this set. This set is very fun. I was absolutely blown away by how well this came together, how well it was designed. This was truly a joy to put together, and I'm going to have some fun playing with it later. Yeah, I'm actually going to play with my Legos. Shocking. It was, you know, it's just fantastically well designed. I cannot say that enough, really. I'm going to put little Iron Man back so we can kind of talk about that, or rather, like, not talk about it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to trim here a little bit. Man, this video has been going on for a long time. Man, I was trying to keep this, like, short and sweet. Obviously I failed. Anyway, I guess I'll just try and quickly wrap this up. Yes. Age of Ultron, the Hulkbuster set. Absolutely fantastic, wonderful, highly recommended, even if, if you are... At this point, I'm going to say, if you will only get, like, 1 set from the Age of Ultron series, I'd say get this set. The Hulkbuster is fantastic. It comes with some fun figures. It's just a great all-around set. I'm so impressed with this. Good job, Lego. Good job to the designers. Yeah, this thing is, I'm just absolutely blown away.